Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Flyover Sale film. Before we intro everybody, I just want to say from this episode on forward, I'm going to say a secret word anytime during the podcast. If you hear the secret word, DM me the secret word and I'm going to send you $20. I'm just trying to share the wealth, share the love in 2021. But welcome guys to another Flyover Sale film. The final
Funny
episode
thing,
2020.
funny thing about
Go ahead.
you
It's
saying
it's beautiful that Joe's already interrupting me.
yeah, baby. The thing
It's
about
in
you
the
and your
intro.
secret word of giving out $20, which is nice, is no one except for our two favorite people
Hey,
is
trying to help
listening.
out.
Do
Hey,
you
if word
really
starts
want?
to get out that you could win $20,
Do you
Now,
really
is this
want to
just
send
for the
Harris?
fans,
Do you really
or
want to
can
send
I
one of
slide in your
Harrison's?
DMs?
be trying to DM you guys.
Yeah, do you really want to send one of Harrison's friends $20?
I'll send $20 to anybody that needs them. As always, with me, my co-host, my favorite buddies from 2020. One of the peoples that kept me sane through the year. Joe, Brian, and TJ. How's your day going?
Sounds
Pretty
good.
good. Pretty
I
good.
was in suspense because I thought you kept referring to it as one. I thought you were going to name one of us as your favorite. I
No,
was
no.
really getting
there's-
worried there for a
I
second.
don't play
Bits
favoritism.
on bits. He is bits on bits this episode.
So layered. It's like an onion.
Yes, I am an onion. So guys, no, I didn't want to cover no news, because who gives a fuck? And I just wanted to ask the guys, what was your favorite movie experience of 2020? I know that this year, all of our must-watch got pushed to 2021 probably, or if you're TJ, didn't have any, so you didn't give a fuck about what happened.
Somebody care. One of you guys cares about Wonder Woman, don't you?
No,
No,
I mean,
mine was
Okay.
Candyman. I
Oh,
think mine was
watch it.
Candyman.
Dune and Green Knight for me. So what was your favorite movie experience? It could be an old movie that you just watched for the first time this year, a new movie from this year, or a rewatch that you just had a blast during the year. Whoever wants to, I'll love it in the air and take it. Or I can start while you guys think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
can start.
I had one. I can-
All right, Brian, go ahead.
Well, I was like, I couldn't really think of one. I was really struggling actually, because I barely went to the theater and I didn't watch a lot of new stuff. In all honesty, that was a couple straight to DVD or straight to streaming or whatever, but nothing really blew my skirt up. I didn't have a instant, when I thought of 2018, be like, oh man, when I saw the Sisters Brothers, that shit was amazing. I don't have a movie like that from this year, so I started thinking about just something I enjoyed doing, and I thought back on my big July 4th weekend movie marathon was a
Oh,
blast. We chugged through a lot of great summer classics over
awesome.
that long weekend.
Mm.
And then the one that jumped to mind was just avoiding the stupidity of election night and watching one of my all-time favorites, Election. Alexander
Oh, yeah.
Payne, Matthew Broderick, Reese Witherspoon, fucking classic. And it's so good, and I just love it every single time. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna pay attention. It doesn't matter if the shit still isn't over. So I didn't have to worry about missing
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, you could
Like-
you could continually watch Election for the rest of your life. I don't think it's ever gonna be.
So I guess that would be my answer as of right now.
That's a good pick. Did you got something?
I'm gonna piggyback what Brian was saying. Is it was a weird year, right? Like, so I was talking to you earlier. I'm almost at 500 movies this year watched. And I should say that's just in general.
He's a cinephile, all right? He's a cinephile.
Obviously, this can't all be new. These aren't all new first watches, but still very impressive.
But thank you. So, what Brian was talking about is I have some new releases I want to like shout out, but this year in particularly, it actually goes from a lot of marathon watching of just certain days where we have different themes of a horror or holiday, or in the summer just a bunch of just different summer flicks, and me and a couple friends in the
quick
gang.
Use of my Disney Plus and started binging some Star Wars, baby.
I did. Oh baby, I got in trouble.
I flipped it on. I was like, recently watch what?
I you know what? When I hit the discs, I went into the discs.
Oh, I gotcha.
Just but I have
the old DVD set that has the original cuts unedited with no George Lucas updates. They're in shitty 4x3 and like they're not all cleaned up or anything, but that's still the ones I watch.
Nice. But TJ actually joined us for one of those drunken watches we had. But those days were probably the most fun of the year. But some of the blockbusters I want to shout out because those days are all filled with like house get made type trash that I do marathons with and things I could just get. Or on Sunday, Star Wars. I blacked out watching all of Star Wars. And I was watching football at the same time.
If you're a fan of Star Wars, though, that's the great thing about it. You can fall asleep and wake up, and you still know what's up. You're like, I know where I'm at.
I made it all the way to Force Awakens before I passed out from drinking. And then I woke up.
That's pretty damn good, actually.
It was a rough. I'm still recovering.
You could drink yourself to death during the prequels easily.
Ooh, well, those I watched in the morning, so I didn't do that.
Don't act like that matters.
See, I wish you indulged in like.
Come on, what time? We all know about you and what time you drink.
Okay. Yeah, I wish you indulged in weed more, because like if you waking up in the morning with like a cup of coffee and a nice bowl and just putting on the prequels, I could get down with that.
Baby, I did smoke and watch Clone Wars, and I enjoyed it slightly more than I normally did.
You say that, yeah?
Because it's
got enjoyable.
I bet you were very impressed,
guys.
I bet you were very impressed when Grievous took out all the lightsabers. You're like,
I was like, oh shit.
I like when Obi-Wan Kenobi, when nobody knows he's there, and he totally has the upper hand and the advantage, and then he just jumps down into the middle of like 400 droids, and he's like, hello. Excellent strategy.
It's so fucking stupid. I kept thinking that, but I was like, I'm enjoying it a little better than the last time I tried to watch Attack of the Clones.
When I watch the prequels now, I feel like I have to turn around and watch the Mr. Plinkett reviews to like cleanse myself. I'm like, all right, now go and seek the truth.
That's not a bad idea. So before I wrap up, though, the movies that did release this year that I do want to shout out were recently I watched Freaky. That was really fun. Host on Shudder exclusive, the Skype movie. That was great. Bad Boys 3 and the last block. Bad Boys 3 was like my favorite theater experience.
Martin Lawrence for the win. That was like a step back 3-pointer from half court.
And then the last blockbuster, which Brian and I recently watched.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was very nostalgic.
Yeah, really enjoyable documentary.
Whether you worked at or shopped at a blockbuster,
that's on Prime, right? Prime.
Yeah,
it was a rental, right?
Yeah, it was a rental. I'm sure it'll hit Prime or something eventually, but definitely worth watching.
Isn't that ironic that you rented it through streaming?
It's so weird because I mean, it's not really a spoiler. It's a documentary. Like, they're holding physical copies at the end of it that they give to like Kevin Smith of a VHS of the documentary.
I can't believe Kevin Smith did cry. I was so ready for him to cry.
God,
waiting for that joke.
Guys, can we just talk about? Can Kevin Smith stop? Anytime there's a finale, it's like, does anyone watch The Flash still? He's like, oh, The Flash in its 16th season. Oh. Give me a paycheck, please.
Excuse him for caring.
Stop crying, and 2, stop taking photos of him like, dude. Like, we get it. You have a little bit of a thingamajig here. Embrace it. Live with it.
Slit your waddle. Let it fly,
God
man.
Damn it. TJ, go ahead. What's up?
I love you, Kevin Smith. I do not
Yeah,
stand by any of
and he's
this.
welcome anytime
Big
on the
fan.
show.
New
Oh,
Jersey.
sure.
said
I
we
bet
didn't
he has
love
time.
Kevin Smith.
I was thinking about
Besides
this.
the things we love.
It popped in my head because Joe talking about the watch along and stuff like that. I mean, to be fair, the Child's Play watch along we did. Obviously, no one will ever see that, but we did also watch along with
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
fun.
it was a hot-
Harrison.
Shout out Harrison.
Yeah,
Get your
absolutely.
commemorative
That's a lot of
shirts on tpublic.com.
if
And
you
like
wanna
just
feel like
that,
you're
like the way we did like
part
a
of that,
concert style, and
Up
then
on the t-shirt, baby.
yeah, passing the love of that little redheaded freak onto like someone younger and them enjoying the franchise as much as we do. That whole thing is just awesome. And then the junk night with Joe, watching all those shark movies, that was awesome. New movies, Underwater was tight.
What new movies, right? I mean, come on. In all honesty,
like the ones that I watched this year.
There's a few,
Underwater was
but-
awesome.
Yo.
Underwater was fun. Yeah, that ending.
Oh,
That's
what-
a blast.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I forget
what
Underwater came out this year. That is a good movie.
Yeah.
I watched that again just recently. That's a blast.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then
what TJ was just saying, what is something else we could indulge into of a watch along like that with who shall not be named?
He had mentioned wanting to do Black Christmas, but I didn't know if that was like
Ooh,
fun.
no, that's not fun.
the new
No,
one.
dude, those telephone calls, I don't want to know.
Yo,
right.
Black
That's what I'm
Christmas.
saying. I was like, that's not. You need something kind of a little more poppy than that. You know?
Our friend lives alone, and she was watching Christmas movies, and like we were leaving, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put on Black Christmas," I think. And I was like, "You might want to save that."
Yeah.
Like she'd seen it. She's like, "You're right." I was like, "We did that last year for Flyover as the Christmas movie."
Those phone calls
blast.
fucked.
And like it's probably the most unnerving, like, because there's no humor in it, like
right. It's very serious. Even
Like-
the subplot of the abortion and stuff, like it's very.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's a pretty like
a baby.
dark
Yeah, it's very
material.
fucked up.
the ending visual of the plastic bag zooming out is still in my fucking brain.
Right, yeah, like they still haven't even found that one.
man,
like,
I
and
live
the guy's
alone
still
right
in the
now,
house, he's about
okay?
to finish. Oh, it's awful.
All
You know
right,
that
so
his
I'm gonna-
mentor.
You know what
I'm gonna
is a
fun
good
fact.
movie I discovered this year though?
Oh,
That's
fine.
a little older, but like Black Christmas. Better watch out. Really fun if you're looking for holiday horror. Give it a watch.
Is that the
All right,
one
I'm
with the kid and his
Yeah, with the
babysitter on
kid.
Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one. I think I watched that a year or two ago. I tried to hit up all the big like rare exports, which I know is on. It's on one of the.
It's fun.
Prime
I think
or
it's Shudder.
something,
Yeah.
which is a fine one. But I tried to hit up some of the big like kind of cult horror Christmas stuff. I was gonna say, fun fact, guys. One of my favorite horror movies, if you're familiar with it, Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon. Leslie Vernon's mentor, who's played by Scott Wilson, the guy, old guy with the beard from Walking Dead, if you're a fan. He is supposed to be Billy from Black Christmas. Like the idea is that he's Billy, and he married one of the
shit.
girls from like that survived
that's
his.
sick.
I never knew that about.
Yes, that is. There's lots of little like stuff like that in Leslie Vernon that kind of ties into all these movie franchises and stuff. Where like everybody exists. It's a great movie, guys. Have you ever seen that one? Let's talk about that instead of True Lies. I mean, I like True Lies and all, but
All right, so let me blast through my picks so we can go on to the next topic. 2 new movies at Palm Springs. I had fun with that one.
Oh, tremendous.
Andy Samberg, J.K.
Is that
Simmons,
time travel
Christine.
going?
Yeah, that's
I
fun.
did not watch it.
Yeah, that's fun. Sound
Your
of Metal.
classic hipster love story.
Yeah, it's a Groundhog Day-ish, but
UB
Whatever.
Halloween.
There's a lot of those now.
yeah. Sound of Metal starring Riz Ahmed.
I want to watch that soon.
I still gotta watch that.
And one of the old ones that I watched for the first time in 2020 is called Mickey and Nicky, starring Peter Falk and John Cassavetes, directed by Aileen May. It was one of those movies that you go like, I found my new favorite movie, and I haven't watched it again. I probably won't watch it ever again. But it was amazing when first time I
Really a
watched it.
drama?
So
Hey,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like-
shout out to
it's,
Yusef, who recommended one good movie for me this year. Also, Thief.
Hey.
So my ginger Santa Claus friend over here, TJ, looking like Santa Claus.
Oh, hey.
Yes, he does. He looks like evil Santa Claus, though. Black hat, red hoodie. He's like, yeah, okay, all right.
He
not
brought
gonna-
up a good. He got
Just
up.
look
He
like
brought up a good point, and I think we really buried the lead. Hubie Halloween, a triumph in cinema.
I had fun with Hubie Halloween. It's one of those movies you're almost embarrassed to admit you liked, but I did.
Oh, I hated it. Legit.
Oh, really? Come on.
Legit hated it. Even my wife was more lenient with Adam Sandler than me. She was like, "What the fuck is happening in this movie?"
See, I could see taking it like the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Like, I definitely 100% think that you could have the same criticisms of both those movies. So I can actually see why you would hate it. But it just hit right with me for some reason.
It was fine. So I think I was feeling Halloween.
I was as surprised as anyone.
Dude, I legit hated it, and I wouldn't live in that world for a year. Not for a second. But what about a movie that you would live in a year for? Joe, take it away.
Oh, jeez. Okay,
explain this weird, complicated premise of a question, man.
Yeah.
This is a complicated question, but it has to do with time travel, and I don't know, movies.
Interdimensional time.
So okay, imagine it is a year ago. It is New Year's Eve, 2019, and you're going into 2020, and you're like, 5, 4, 3, 2, Happy New Year. Then all of a sudden, boom, you get transplanted.
You need to kiss your partner.
Yeah. And then you get transplanted into a movie. What movie would you want to get transplanted into for a full year? And then after that year is over, you go right into 2021. So you'll come out into 2021, New Year's Day, and you'll be like, oh, crazy. And people will be like, holy shit. You won't know to wear
a mask, so you'll catch
COVID
and die.
Like, why don't you have a mask on? Why are you trying to go to Chili's?
You'll come back to 2021. You'll try to go to a store. You'll get caught on video. You'll get taped by a Karen screaming at you for not wearing a mask. And then you'll die of COVID. So let's talk about the year in between, the fun part.
Yeah. So what movie do you want to live into, like, just to be blind?
But it's definitely going to be your last year, guys, so make it count. Come on.
Yeah, I think it's a fair question. I thought I had some fun with it. Yusuf, what do we got? What do you want to live?
I went with
that?
I don't know. I asked him to take to drink some Red Bull, and I think it backfired on us. I went with I got 3 answers really, but 2 are real. One is a joke answer.
At least one of them be funny. Come on.
One of them is a joker. Jesus.
No. One is a joke. One is a joke, and it's I want to live in Yesterday, the movie where the Beatles don't exist. That way, fucking Mance can shut the fuck up about the Beatles. That would be amazing.
To be fair, not just him.
Yeah. But the real answer is
15-year-olds who just discovered music.
Yeah.
I was like, I was legitimately like 12 when
Bernie
Beatles 1 came out.
Oh
it was all their greatest hits, and that's what my middle school was like. Like, have you ever heard of the Beatles?
My God, have you heard? No, I picked Detective Pikachu. You know, Pokemon. They're real. They're walking around.
Oh, big Pokemon mood right now.
I can have a Pokemon next to me. Pikachu or whatever. That was our 50th episode with Brian picked that movie. That was a weird one, but we had fun.
A good time.
Yeah. I love that fucking movie.
Watch that episode right now. Everybody, pause this video and go see what a good time.
Get out of this one. This episode sucks. Go back to that.
Detective Pikachu only works because they can't show the cockfighting of Pokemon like the games.
Oh, they had it underground.
I want my Pikachu killing people. Like, my Pikachu's gonna kill everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my third pick is actually from my wife. She picked National Treasure. She wants to hunt down treasures with Nicolas Cage for some reason. So.
Listen.
I wonder why.
Come on. Can we get her on the pod?
She's gonna find this treasure.
I have family jewels are hidden in the denim den, so we need to dig those out.
And now my question for your wife is: would she be on the like along in the team with Nicolas Cage and company to find the treasure?
She wants to be with America's drunk uncle hunting down treasure around America.
Yes, my king.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, now are you living this movie every day, like happy death?
No, it's kind of however like
1 year. So like you spend some time researching. Like, what does Benjamin Franklin Gates do the rest of the time? Right? He's just like hanging out doing research or whatever.
Yeah.
Using his family jewels.
I guess it's kind of however you want it to be, TJ. Like whatever you want to, fill in the blanks of the question.
I feel like TJ is not there yet, so let's go with Brian. Well, TJ.
It's in my blank stare.
Yeah.
This is hard because it's tempting to like go to a world where you get superpowers or something like that. But then I thought of like, oh, I don't want to spend my time fighting or like all the destruction and death and like bullshit. So I was thinking the Shire, right? So like you just get taken to the Shire. It's a nice, it's a nice kind of peaceful life. You work a little bit, but like only enough to just like kind of sustain your party, drink, smoke lifestyle.
You get to have second breakfast.
Right, yes. Right, and I'm only there a year, which means I'll bail out before the bad shit goes down. You know what I mean? That shit, whatever ends up happening with that.
But you're in the Shire. Like, I don't think anything happened in the Shire.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it takes a while, even in the books. Like, it takes a while for the fighter to reach the Shire. So, like, even if I'm there, like peak Lord of the Rings times, by the time that shit's happening, I'll at least be on my way out. Like,
yeah. I feel you. I get you. I like that answer.
I like that Brian is not gonna warn anybody. He's just like, he's gonna be there. He's gonna eat. He's gonna smoke and drink, and he knows the incoming doom. And he's like, as soon as my year's up, it's like, all right, guys, good luck with all that shit. Bye.
This is like the problem with every time travel movie now. Anytime anybody goes back past September 11th, that they don't warn anybody about September 11th. Like, you can't make a time travel movie now where people go any farther back than September 11th, because then the question is always like, why didn't you warn them about November 11th, my man?
You could have saved a lot of people. Why didn't you make that your mission?
Yeah, that's the new why didn't he kill Hitler baby?
Right, it's like, why didn't you warn anybody about that?
TJ, you got something? Sorry, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess. Willy Wonka. I would stay in the chocolate factory and just get fat for an entire year. We'd also invent some new stuff, and there's way more different rooms than he even touched upon with that elevator, and like all the different rooms you could have got to. So I'm sure there's some stuff in there that he dabbled, some like hard liquor at least, maybe some LSD. There's definitely some type of a factory in there. It does a little bit of that. So I'd have a good time, I think. I might come out of it looking like a goose's glump, but, I mean, I can't really think of, like... I mean, the Shire one sounds too perfect.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I was like, I could do E.T., but then he leaves or he dies in my arms at some point. He's not going to last a year.
Like, the events of E.T. are only, like, a week of your year, and the rest of the time you're just, like, what, getting bullied by your older brother or whatever?
Yeah.
Like,
fucking fuck. And but at least
I like the idea of the monkey's paw where TJ's like Willy Wonka, and then they send him to like Tim Burton's Charlie in the Chocolate Factory world instead. Like, no, like the Twilight Zone horror shit.
They transform him into one of the Oompa Loompa slaves, and he's just like working it.
They would confuse him.
And it was supposed to be like Ryan Gosling as Willy Wonka, and they just sent me.
You're red enough. You're red enough to mix
like,
in.
Get into the factory.
Yeah, I'll just get some golden tickets, and I mean, if you
get the chance, kneecap Grandpa Joe though.
Yeah, we can kill Grandpa Joe.
I'll do that just for you.
That lazy son of a bitch.
Oh, fucking
Tell the mom you're not sing a song. Tell the mom, hey, people have come around with your song, but shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear it. Like,
the most fast-forward moment in cinema history.
Yeah.
All right, so my pick was, I don't know why, I think it'd be really fun to live in the Men in Black world for a year. Of just like, I get to know there's aliens around. I'm an alien cop. I'm ICE, and like
I was gonna say, like you're the protagonist though. Like you're not just a person in a Men in Black world where like you're just basically living the life you live now, and Men in Black is going on.
No, my ideal world is like I am one of the agents but I go into work, I punch in, I talk to Rip Torn, right? No, Rip Torn. Yeah, I talk to Rip Torn like he's my boss. We do this. I'm like, what's up, Jay? What's up, Kay? But I have my own like I'm a background cubicle person, but I get to be in on the shit.
You handle the small shit.
Yeah,
you're the guy whoever like is talking to Michael Jackson on that phone on that video call. You're the guy on the other side of that.
I'm ready to be an agent.
And then careful, I get to experience all this, and then I'm like, holy shit, do you guys believe what was gonna happen at the World's Fair? And then boom, all of a sudden it's back to 2021, and they're like, we gotta use the mind race on you, and I'm like, that's cool. I had a fun year. It's been great.
It's smart because you don't have any family or kids or anything, so when you become an agent, you're not losing anything. When they're like, you got to wipe away your entire debt, and you're like, yeah, I'll only be here a year.
Yeah, it's just like, I think it's a fun. I was thinking about how much I like Men in Black 1, and I was like, I could live in that world.
Yeah, the first one's very fun.
Good.
Yeah. So,
Monkey's Paw, you're actually Chris Hemsworth. No!
No, you put me in that shitty movie. Oh no, I have to talk to a CGI Kumail Nanjiani for a whole movie.
He had chemistry with what's-her-face, so you know it had to work.
No, he didn't have chemistry in that movie. He had chemistry with her in Thor.
They really tried to bank on that, huh? It did not work.
I heard the Men in Black 21 Jump Street script is not completely dead now, which I'm still on board with.
I mean, Tom Cruise saved the film industry, so
Tom Cruise is a goddamn hero.
Yeah, I would say
put it on
fuck
a
it.
streaming service. Don't even try to release it to a theater.
Yeah, fuck it. Just do it. Fuck it, right?
Yeah,
nothing matters.
You got like 4 or 5 big streaming services that are pumping out shit right now, and like one or two of them still gonna fall off probably, but I don't know. I'd say Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus, and then HBO is kind of like fighting to be number 4 right now.
Yeah.
Hulu's
kind of like feels like it's like part of Disney kind of, right?
Yeah, Hulu's cheating.
You right, girl.
I think Hulu will get absorbed. You know what I mean? I see Hulu getting absorbed.
I think Disney just changes Hulu's name at some point, and people go, huh, that used to be called Hulu.
Peacock, though, that's the little engine you could, baby. That's like,
Peacock's a solid app.
They came out gunslinging. They're like, we got some shit. And here come January, they're going to be the only place that has The Office. That's
hey, man, Peacock has Everybody Loves Raymond, and people are sleeping on it.
But Hulu's got Frasier.
Netflix has
Hulu got Frasier, baby.
Oh my
God. I thought you said who has
Bring me some cherry, baby. Let's drink some cherry and just, eat some foie gras and some.
Listen, guys, cheeses. I have like 20 more movies to watch and like 9 days to hit my goal. I don't got time for Frasier, at least for the next 9 days.
Watch Money Plane then. You'll still get some Kelsey Grammer.
Buddy, I will absolutely be watching Money Plane.
Watch Money Plane, X-Men 2 or
Hurricane Heist.
He's an X2.
3.
He's also in Expendables 3.
There you go. We can get the shitty cruise ship movie in Netflix with Kristen Bell. He's in that one. He's the shitty dad of Kristen
the lifeguard?
Bell. No, I don't remember the name, but yeah, we got 4 Frasers for you there.
I'm here for the Kelsey Grammer-essence, the Grammer-essence, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for a segue though. I'm here for a segue into
a segue into our new podcast, Kelsey Grammer on Grammar. Grammar on Grammar.
Your grammar. We talk about
Nelly's Country Grammar. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, that's the intro song. It's Country Grammar, where we talk about Kelsey Grammer while also having proper grammar. Take it away, Mr. Grammar. That's the key word, guys.
Better than
Brian.
a segue.
Brian, what is?
Admit you were wrong. That was better than a segue.
Brian, what's your topic?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
So, recently, everybody's favorite director, Zack Snyder, was talking about his upcoming Justice League movie, and how Justice League might get an R rating because Batman might say fuck. And we all know that the coolest, most badass, edgy thing you can do is use a naughty no-no word. So I thought it's Christmas time.
Can we take a second real fast? Can we all say how Batman would say it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Go around the room. Everybody guess, and we'll take bets.
How Batman, like in what way he's gonna say it?
How he's gonna.
Yeah. Can you get me last?
It's just gonna be something dumb like what the fuck.
All right, Brian said that. TJ, what you got?
Who am I? I'm the Dark fucking Knight.
I say he stubbed his toe. And he just goes, fuck!
This is how it's gonna
like a good fuck! And he just starts stubbing his toe for a good 5 minutes. That's mine.
He's like
you guys are.
He's like Sideshow Bob stepping on rakes, only he's just stubbing his toe like all over the room.
Fuck!
You guys are thinking too small. First, it's Batman's gonna be like, I gotta go down and do justice. So he's gonna go down to the poor neighborhoods, and he's gonna go, hey, you fucking, and then he's gonna drop a hard N, and then they're gonna go, what? And then he's gonna commit some hate crimes. Think about it.
He's gonna beat up some impoverished people. That's what Batman does best.
So he does a hard R.
He is the Dark Knight. So can he drop N-words?
No, he can't because he's Ben Affleck. But him and Alfred say it, talk it up as a storm in the Batcave.
Oh yeah, they throw it around the house all the time.
And that's why he felt comfortable saying it to the street youths.
Why do you think Morgan Freeman didn't come back? So what was your topic, Brian?
Anyway, since we all know that the most edgy thing you can do is use naughty language, I just wanted to know what you thought the best. What Christmas icon? You know, it's the time of the year. We all are watching a ton of Christmas movies. What, favorite Christmas character would you like to see drop the big F? And I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit off the table and just say that, obviously, the correct answer is just have Ralphie say fuck when he drops all those bolts. Yep. I mean, obviously, because that's what happens anyway. And plus, a little kid saying fuck is awesome.
Yeah.
So who wants to? Anybody got an obvious one?
I could take. I'll jump right in this. One of my favorite Christmas movies to watch, especially as a kid, was the Rankin and Bass, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I feel like Cornelius. God damn it, his name just
Yukon Cornelius.
Yes, Cornelius Yukon is the character that would be able to use that F-bomb. I feel like someone's done that, like an SNL skit or like a Robot Chicken skit or like something like that where they did that. But
Yukon Cornelius really lends himself to something like that because he's such a fun like visual style to him. He's got TJ's beard.
I see him looking at.
This isn't fucking silver and gold. It's coal.
I see him looking over at I don't know, some sexy elf or something. Be like, I fucked her, kid.
Yeah,
I the abominable snowman comes out and he's like, oh fuck.
I thought you were going with Rudolph. Like when Santa comes, finally ask him, okay, you can join the team. He just goes fuck off, you fat old pig, and he just walks away fuck you. Now you want me? Suck my dick, and he just walks away.
He starts cussing out all the deers that were making fun of him.
Fuck you. Nobody remembers your name. Nobody remembers your name.
He's full on. He's doing his full on half baked. Fuck you, fuck you. You're cool.
Even the elf could do it. That wants to be a dentist, and they're just like, you fucking idiot. You can't be a dentist. You're a toy maker. He's like, fuck you. I'll see you later. We can talk about what we were talking about before about fucking, but fuck you too. There's some good, it's good looking female elves in there too. Something about that Rankin and Bass stuff, man.
No, they're great. I love
Heat Miser. He could do it.
I was just talking we were watching the Charlie Brown Christmas tonight, and I was just talking about how I haven't watched the Rankin and Bass ones, and I watched those way more. I didn't really watch the Charlie Brown ones very much as a kid.
No.
I watched the Rankin and Bass shit, and I haven't seen those ones in a long time. I need to
You're
those need
mesmerized
to
by that stop motion shit as a kid.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, all right, I thought I was gonna be taking some low-hanging fruit. I would love to see Buddy the Elf say fuck, but in a setting where he's childish and doesn't really understand what it means. So it's kind of like that SpongeBob episode where they're cursing and they have the sentence enhancers so they're walking and how the fuck are you? And I can just see Buddy the Elf. See Buddy Elf walking through the workshop, getting back from the back from America, and being like, hey, fuckers. And they're like, oh, excuse me. And he's like, what? He's like, how the fuck are you?
Where they do the...
I watched one episode of Chappelle's Show.
Muggins.
Cotton-heady knitted muggins.
And they're like, oh.
Oh,
You're not a cotton-headed nitty muggins.
Yeah, like,
I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
like
He's
I
a
would
fucking dick licker, and you're like, oh shit. What'd he say?
to see like that level of innocence and bubbliness say it, and like not like I can't even act the way to say it because
Well,
it's
it's like Brian was saying. It's like
so-
seeing Ralphie say fuck. Basically, Elf is like seeing a little kid say fuck, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
he should. But if it's like adults are like laughing, but they're like, don't say it. But the kid's like sees you laughing. He's like, well, I'm gonna say it again because you'll see it laughing.
Now I have to say it.
like, you know, at a certain point, like
Harrison's
so
gonna watch this episode and think that I think it's funny when little kids say fuck, and I'm gonna have to tell him not to, even
You
though I
did
do
say-
think it's funny.
You did say it. So, because you got to imagine, right? Buddy and Zoe Deschanel, they're living in the North Pole now. They're married, and she was just like your New York City slum for a while. You have to imagine at a certain point, she's like, "Buddy, shut the fuck up," and he's like, "Oh, what'd you say?" And she's just like, "I just need a second." Like, because
They're gonna shut off the water.
You've changed one
Shut
diaper.
the fuck up about Christmas.
yeah.
Have
She's
to
like,
pay
"Mom."
the bills.
She's like, we have an etch a sketch. You fucking moron. How do I get out of the North Pole? Guy has a baby dick.
Do you think they eventually do an Elf 2 where he becomes Santa?
I hope not.
Ooh, I hope not. Seeing old Will Ferrell come back and try to recapture the magic of Elf
No,
would be
I
pretty
feel like
sad.
Is Ed Asner's is he dead?
No,
No,
I
Ed
feel like
Asner's not dead. He's still
Gee.
kicking.
feel like Will Ferrell is smart. A sequel would have come out already, and B, I think he's a little smarter than that and knows his property, like what properties to like.
No, he's not.
Go
He's
for
not
it.
smarter than that. He's not.
I was gonna say, I don't know. He did Anchorman too.
Let someone else say it.
He's not. He's not smarter.
Did do Anchorman too, but I'm pretty sure
Um,
they made it basically so he couldn't say no.
I think I like my Rudolph better than the one that I had in my head, but I'm gonna say this one real quick. Imagine a movie and where Santa, supposedly Santa works the entire year to make toys for that one night, right? We cut to Mrs. Claus in a therapy room, fucking pissed off and angry, and we just hear her say, "He won't even fuck me," and that's literally the only time she drops the F word. That's
Is this a
my
particular
favorite.
Mrs. Claus you're picturing? Is this
I kind of like the cartoon one, the one that the world where TJ was setting it up. That would be
Frank
great.
Fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
She says,
And since I took low
Black
hanging
eyes.
fruit, can I just throw out one more? I think it would be really funny if just you could insert one right when the Santa Claus in the Santa Claus gets startled by Tim Allen and he's starting to slip. He's like, "Oh fuck!" and he just like falls off the roof. That'd be a pretty funny place to put one.
Oh, we can edit that one in.
Or the lady, the tiny elf that brings the hot chocolate goes like, "You're not fucking Santa Claus." That would be great too.
Or she's like, "Quit making fuck me eyes at me. I look like I'm 12."
I am a 10 in my world, and I am untainable in your world.
All right, next question. TJ or me, I'll read it. I don't know if you're aware. The Alien. There was news that supposedly an Israel head security defense private blah 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 top guy in Israel revealed that there are aliens among us. There's a base in Mars. Trump knows about it, so aliens are among us. So
If
assume
Trump knew
that
about
an
it, we
alien-
would know about it.
You would let us know.
So imagine that an alien comes up to you, reveals that he's an alien, and asks you, "What the fuck is Christmas? What is Santa Claus? What movie do you show him? It, her,
I would
they."
say you are very edgy, alien, with your harsh language. Are you from a Zack Snyder movie?
Yeah, and he goes like, snaps her neck.
He snaps
Brian,
my neck. He's like,
wow. Brian, where are you taking this alien to watch a movie? What's the movie?
"What movie?" And you guys might not know this. The last couple years, we traditionally would do some sort of Christmas themed bracket on this show. We didn't do one this year. We have a bracket. It's coming out. It was filmed about 6 months ago.
I was thinking we were gonna get through one episode
winner
without
of
one
last
of those.
bracket, which was to determine the best movie Santa. We picked Klaus from the movie Klaus, and we thought maybe we had recency bias because we had all just watched it and we all really enjoyed it. Well, I went back this year and I watched it again.
I watched it last night.
That movie is amazing, and I would 100% show that to an alien to give him the spirit of what Christmas and Santa Claus is all about.
Well, sir, that is my pick too. So we can save my answer. Because,
right.
like you said,
awesome.
I think it's a perfect encapsulation of show an alien of like this is what is Christmas, or
Klaus
this is like
so
the
good,
spirit
man.
of
So
it.
Klaus is so good.
It kind of
This
blends
is the meaning of
magical
it.
realism of
'Cause
Christmas
let's say-
too. It starts from a realistic place and it becomes a fantasy.
But then I could also show after we watch Klaus with the alien, I could show them and explain to them like, and this is what Santa Claus is typically in media, but they'd have a better understanding of it. Because if you're just going off and you're just going to show them 2 mountains of Santa Claus, that alien's going to be trying to kill every fucking Santa.
Yeah, like the Santa Claus universe is insane. Like you can't just show him
They'd be
that.
like, oh,
and be
Mall
like,
Santa?
Spirit of Christmas.
Yeah. You mean the
goes
alien would
my
be
You're
like,
basically trapped in a body horror movie until you kill someone. Until somebody kills you. Wait, what?
you mean if I kill that Mall Santa, I could get unlimited power and presence? And we'd be like, no, alien, don't do it. And all of a sudden, it'd be
Oh,
like,
please,
Mall Santa
alien, don't do it.
Yeah, no, that's a
I know
great
you're
pick.
edgy because you're from a Zack Snyder movie, but please stop.
he'd be like, drop it, fool, fuck.
TJ, since they shared their pick,
Almost,
Is that the tagline of the movie?
it's just a
I
line.
remember somebody said that in the movie. It's always
It's guys, it's the bully who doesn't have a dad says it to the kid while they're trying to get a melting Jack Frost onto the
Don't
back
you-
of a truck.
I absolutely love in movies how fucking mean little kids are. Like little kids in movies will make fun of your dead parents, no sweat. They do not. Like I was a little kid and I had a friend with a dead parent, and it was not a thing you joked about. Okay.
my favorite.
Ever
Not
slipped your
dead-
mama joke by accident? That hurt. It's a very awkward situation.
My fucking favorite part in Jack Frost that is so ridiculous is at the very end when he finally sees his wife, who he apparently loves. All he says to her is, yeah, "You look great." And then he goes away.
So there's no Santa in it. There's no religion in it. It's just
You
like
should just be like, spin around, baby. Show me that ass. Oh, and then he whisks
Like-
away.
Like he goes, Kate, you look great. And then he's fucking gone. And at the same time, sorry TJ, I'm stealing your thunder, but he shows up on that street as the snowman for the first time. He just goes, ha, I'm a snowman. That's weird. Well, that's dumb. Like
pretty sure his
the
best friend's sleeping with his ex-wife.
no, he's a good man.
I don't know, dude.
Robert
He's
Baratheon-
taking care of that family, man.
Robert
Oh, he's
Baratheon.
taking care of something.
Robert
He's leaving
Baratheon
presents
is
under the
a good
Christmas
man.
tree.
Don't bring your Phil Hartman from Jingle All the Way energy in here. That is not what is happening.
He's just looking out. His best friend's dead.
And the J
And his
shop,
wife-
baby.
His hot Kelly Preston wife needs comfort. She's never looked better.
She looks great.
You look great.
So I secret word of the day is pug. Secret word pug. My pick was elf, dude. The world of Santa Claus is beautiful in that movie. You can explain the enthusiasm and the sense of wonder through elf. You can also explain the mall Santa Claus culture through the weird sequence where he gets into a fight with the mall Santa.
You smell like
And also, you know, that beautiful Hollywood imagination that Christmas can change even a shitty man that's been a shitty man for his entire life.
Let's hope so.
Just through the magic of Christmas.
This is my
Change my answer to Muppet Christmas Carol.
This is my problem with Elf. This is my problem with Elf, though, and I love Elf. Elf is one of my favorite Christmas movies. But with the Santa in that, is that they quantify magic. They do some midichlorian shit.
He'll understand it though, because he understands light years and time and travel and technology. How the fuck did he get here? So that's easy. That he can relate to that, Joe.
Okay.
Fair.
I think they do a good mixture of like science and magic, where it's like we have to use this engine because there isn't any belief yet.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
if you
it's
get
great.
belief, you don't need the engine.
I'm just trying to make good content, baby.
Don't ever mention the fucking whatever you mentioned. What are they called? The Chromolonians?
Crematorians.
Midichlorians.
So we've had, well, the last movie. What was the last movie? Fuck, I don't remember what was the last
Is it
movie.
Time Crap?
No,
Nope, it was something
nope.
after that.
It was
was
the movie I picked.
Carrot Candy.
Yeah,
So,
Devil's Candy.
Devil's
Devil's
Candy.
Candy.
With Devil's Candy aside, I've been through the ringer lately in this podcast with Lake Placids and Time Crap and The Pest. So I just wanted to pick like a fastball down the lane and have some fucking fun. And I picked True Lies. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm gonna read off this cast because this is a fantastic. So director James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, Bill Paxton, RP,
R.I.P.
Tia Carrera,
Gia Carrera.
Gia Carrera.
Eliska Dushku,
Eliza
and
Dushku.
Charles
Real quick, while we're talking about Eliza Dushku,
Heston.
which Arnold screaming do you prefer? Jamie or Dana?
Jamie.
Jamie.
Dana, Jamie.
But yeah,
Knew it, Jamie.
and quick. If you haven't seen this movie, what the fuck are you doing? See it.
But
I
it's
know,
weirdly unavailable too. It's not easy to see.
It's on Prime. It's on Prime right now.
You
can see it.
Okay. For a long time, it wasn't available anywhere to stream.
It was weird, dude.
I
I actually said to watch it, and I started looking for it. And I was like, "Fuck, it's not available." We're gonna have to do some magic with Joe. And yesterday they put it on Prime, so I was like, "Good."
Well, for a while it was I think like back in high school I remember it was only available through like ePix, like on demand. That could be on like random on demand searches, but not available for like rentals or purchase or anything.
All right,
So if you had a Star subscription,
I'm gonna take this back real fast. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to that one of the topics we had. One of the best movie experience I had in 2020. I forgot I sent this tweet to you guys yesterday. This was the first watch for me in February because one of you mentioned it in an episode, and I was like, I gotta go back and watch it.
It was probably when you were watching the top 10 action movie episode of DVD Bunker. I imagine that had to be it.
Yeah, I think
it's been a while. If anyone had DVD Bunker on your Flyover bingo card, it has been a while. I mean, listen, knock it off. Check that off.
Oh fuck me.
So,
Yeah,
TJ,
yeah.
actually,
So True Lies.
Shut
But
up.
let me fucking no. Let me say that.
Right.
Let me say the intro, and then we can actually talk about the fucking movie. God damn it, Tom Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger are fucking spies. They're doing their shit. Arnold is married to Jamie Lee Curtis. She's a secretary. She's fucking
from Jingle All the Way.
She's fucking bored out of her mind in this marriage because she doesn't know that her husband is a spy. His cover is a salesman, a computer salesman. So she's wanting to have an affair with a fake spy, Bill Paxton, RP, which is a sleazy.
Steals the fucking movie.
Yes, he does. He has a tiny penis. It doesn't even work.
I got a little dick. It's pathetic.
It's pathetic. So Arnold ropes her into this fake spy world, and that actually ropes her into his world, where a group of terrorists have a nuclear bomb or a dirty bomb or a bomb. I don't remember which of the three it is. And now Arnold has to save his wife, his daughter, Jamie, and Dana, and the world, and that's pretty much it, man. It's pretty straightforward. He rides a horse. He has
to kill a lot of brown people.
He kills a lot of brown people, and he uses a jet in a city, and
I love
very
that
minimal
scene.
damage happens.
Him commandeering that jet.
So
I love Tom Arnold telling the other dudes that he's good as he's like smacking up the cars.
It's like riding a bike. He'll get it. So can I propose something? I know we usually go all over the place. But can we go semi in order, because this is one of the most compressed movies that we've ever covered. Like it has more stuff in it than Endgame.
I do want to do. I'm fine with that. We can try to do it a little more chronological. But real quick, let me just say the structure of this movie is wild, right?
It's wild.
Never have there been more the 3-act structure is very much present, but like the first 2 acts are 2 totally different movies. Yes. And then at the end of the second act, the third act literally kicks down the door and is like, we're back into act 1 now, baby. Remember the shit from the beginning of the movie? It's happening again.
It's like, forget what we just did. It's no action movie.
That's over and we're back to the plot. It's like they had one movie that was True Lies, and it was just a spy movie. And then they took that whole thing about the husband and wife. They had a little half a Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie, and they just wanted to plop it in the middle, and it makes this movie 2 hours and 40 minutes. But
so long.
It's 2 hours and 40 minutes in the way that Shawshank is long. You just are there. You're I never feel the length of True Lies. There's always something going, and it's keeping me. The dialogue is popping,
and you can start
the action is kicking.
So I have 2 questions that came up. I watched it with my wife. This is also one of her top favorite movies of all time.
My wife also joined for this kind of more just the second half, but she enjoyed it very much as well.
So she proposed a thing that I obviously I don't fully agree, but it would be a completely different movie. And now I want to see it. She says she doesn't like Tom Arnold. He kills us in this movie, but she says that she would prefer Jason Alexander in that role instead of Tom Arnold.
Oh, I can see him.
It would be a different energy for sure, but he would still be fine. I love Tom Arnold in this.
I really like Tom Arnold.
Good Tom Arnold performance ever.
Yeah. And the second thing she asked is this peak Arnold in terms of sexiness, in terms of attractiveness?
He looks good in this.
He's not too big. He's very
handsome. He is
Jingle All the Way style.
I'll tell you what was wild to me. I was telling my wife this. It's weird that there's only 10 years between the Terminator and this movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
The fact that he had that much career change and had evolved to the star he was by that point in only 10 years is bananas.
Is this his first jab at more of comedic at this point?
It was Twins.
He's done Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, did he do Twins? I wasn't sure the year of this. Okay.
And Twins and Juniors.
94, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought this was 89, 90.
I argue
he does. James Cameron does. The T2 comes out the end of 1990.
Oh, okay.
And this is Cameron's next movie.
Gotcha. I thought this was before T2. So.
No, but I argue that I found him more fuckable in Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
He's super tan.
Same.
Shadow.
In this movie, in True Lies, is he the same? He's basically the same character as in Jingle All the Way. Yes. Having watched these back to back, he's the same amount of kind of disinterested dad. His look is very much the same with the long coat. He's always wearing the long raincoat. And the button-up shirt.
To compare those two. There's that part in Jingle All the Way where he goes into the Santa factory to get the doll, right? And the cops come in. He looks down, sees a badge, and has this moment of just ad-libbing he's a cop. And then in the beginning of True Lies, when this is probably one of my favorite parts, when I guess we're gonna go back a little bit. But the first party where he comes in a scuba suit and gets out, and he's just completely dry with the suit underneath.
And not single. I want that shirt. Not a single wrinkle.
No,
he's under a wetsuit. Not a single wrinkle.
I love that scene. That's your little taste of what it would be like to have Arnold Schwarzenegger be James Bond, and it works. It's really funny. He's got the bit where he's at the table and he's telling all the caterers different shit to distract them, and then he's got the bit where he's coming out of the room and he's talking about having to take a leak, and they throw up in the subtitles it says perfect Arabic. I love that.
Well, they do so with he's supposed to be under ice in a wetsuit that's supposed to keep you warm. So wetsuits, the purpose of them, they let a small layer of water in that your body heats up and keeps warm as you're moving through the water. So he'd be soaked and not just be like in a fucking, I don't even know.
It's perfect. It's great though. Like you said,
this
it's
is
a
an
James
Omega
Bond.
Sector zip wetsuit, which Omega Sector is apparently a even more secret branch of the government than the CIA or anything.
One of my favorite.
Yeah, because they keep saying, sorry, Joe, they keep saying like, what branch is he from? And they're like,
even at the end of the movie, they're like, it's unclear what branch of the government was involved in taking down the terrorists. But
I was saying in one of my Arnold tropes, it's the same thing with like you have like with The Rock today or whatnot. Is he's such his accent and his build is so distinct that it's like he's not just a salesman. Same having thing you have in Jingle All the Way, where it's like, oh, it's just my normal husband salesman who is looks like a bodybuilder and
it makes sense in this movie
actor.
because he is a spy, but in Jingle All the Way he's not, and he still looks like that.
Yes.
Yeah, but
so in this he's that he's a spy.
But wouldn't the wife be like, honey, why are you so big? How is this happening?
I don't know though. Spoiler alert, we get a crack at Jamie Lee's body and we see her on the stationary bike early. She clearly keeps it tight also.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, we promised that it was going to be chronological, but yeah, that was when I discovered this is 94, I think I saw it 97. I was maybe 9 years old when I saw it. And I was like, oh,
literally,
I like women.
It happened right then.
Yes, that was the moment I was like, my tiny balls dropped. One hair came out, and I was like, I like women. That happened. That was when it happened. Jamie Lee Curtis.
All right, take the lead, Youssef. Get us on more of a chronological thing. What did you want to say?
Lead us through.
We're talking about the opening scene and him as James Bond. Let's start there.
Yeah, we already kind of brushed over, like, we saw him in the ice. We get to we see his dancing prowess. He's slick, playing the terrorists against each other. We meet Thea, she's art stealer, right? And she's smoking hot in this movie too. She left Wayne, rightfully so, and now she's in the terrorist business. But what I wanted to touch on is like the contrast of, his demeanor. And I think like it's very underrated for Arnold's in terms of acting, like how he changes when he's at home versus his introduction in that opening sequence.
Oh, yeah.
He's such a slick, cool guy, and then he's just with his glasses. He's very talented. Like, honey, the data, and you can open it, and you see the.
Oh yeah, telling her about the computer stuff and like purposely being boring,
Yeah. Would you say that that daughter is too young to be riding bikes to school?
No, she's
probably
14,
like 15, right? So that means her boyfriend could easily be 16 or 17 and riding a bike.
Oh, would you let your daughter ride a motorcycle to school?
No.
No, not my daughter, and especially not if I looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I would clothesline that kid's head clean off his shoulders when he tried to ride that bike away. I would just put my hand out, and then his head would come off.
How did he not kill Tom Arnold when he asked him, "Do you think your daughter's still a virgin?" Like, who the fuck asked that question?
Tom
Arnold must have a really, like, those characters must be really close because he says some off-color shit about. That's what I'm saying.
But Tom Arnold delivering that, just like, it makes sense. Like, I don't think I would like Jason Alexander delivering that role, that line. Like, I feel like it'd be like
he would kill it too.
No, I think it would be more like his character in Shallow Hal, where you just.
I think Pretty Woman is the most apt.
Yeah.
You're like, Tom Arnold, I'm like, you're a jokester. I got you. You're not threatening to me.
It's like the Tom Arnold doesn't even like the daughter because he sets her up.
One of Tom Arnold's funniest lines, the thing about the ice cube trays, that is like a real ad lib because it's about Roseanne. Roseanne took the ice cube trays out of the fucking. She did that shit. That's a real. That's real shit. That
what type of monster would take the?
If you ever listen to a podcast or anything with Tom Arnold, especially if it's like movie related, which is mostly the way I've run into him on a few things. You can tell that this was the highlight of his career. Even now, he looks back on this as the highlight of his career, and like the way he talks about how like how much James Cameron liked him and how like how James Cameron like hand picked him for this role and was like, no, you're gonna be in this movie. I have a role. It's specifically for you. And like he's just been riding that high, Well, that and cocaine.
So he's like an even sadder version than Pauly Shore, because at least Pauly Shore had more than one movie.
No, but Pauly Shore never hit the heights of being in A True Lies. He never got picked by James
Pauly Shore
Cameron.
carried movies alone, though.
Yeah, but never a good movie.
Well, if you want to hear more about
Encino Man's great.
you want to hear more about
he never
Pauly
got
Shore.
and
The only
he never
reason
got
I'm saying this is
handpicked by
because
one
there's
of
going
the
to be an
greatest
episode
directors of
at
all
the
time.
I mean, we do have a Pauly Shore flyby.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm
Did
bringing
we?
him up, because
Did
he's
we?
gonna drop this episode of Pauly Shore real soon, right? It's gonna real
Yep.
soon.
My point is, when one of the greatest directors
Stay
of all time,
ready.
who directed two of the highest grossing movies of all time, hand picks you, I think that shit sticks with you no matter what you've been through in your life. Like, you're gonna look back on that and be like, hell yeah, in 1994 I was the shit.
Do you know what I loved about that is that we meet his boring, and then the terrorists are tailing him because the head terrorist notices that he's obviously an agent because he's fucking huge. So it's a
He
dead
comes to
giveaway.
see Juno, and they kind of
Yeah.
like, and you see that dude gets to slap her around a couple times.
Yeah.
They
So
go to
they
the
start
bathroom and
following
shit.
him, and we get the assassin that's dressed like the Terminator from T1, which is amazing.
Yes, that dude's big. That
That's
dude's a
so
brawler
I
too.
was thinking that same shit.
Yes, and we get an amazing bathroom fight sequence. Is it better than the Mission Impossible one?
I still
I
never
was
saw
thinking,
that.
Mission Impossible doesn't Casino Royale or Quantum of Solace start with
Yes, that's
like one of
another
the James
one.
Bond,
That's
recent
another
James
one, yeah.
Bond movies starts the bathroom fight too. I was actually watching this thinking of all the different action movies that I tweeted out that James Cameron made the best Michael Bay movie. This is the best Michael Bay movie that was
Oh,
ever
yeah.
made. It's True Lies. But also when he got the horses and the motorcycle, that made me think about John Wick, right? John Wick
Yep.
just
Yeah.
recently did that same thing. And then like
Yo.
you said, the bathroom fight. That's been touched on.
Dude.
Like
But that's a
Dude,
great.
this-
That's
they
such
even
a
do
great
one of those in
line.
Terminator 3.
This
Yeah,
movie,
and I love-
like,
I love. So go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
I don't know. I was just to say, like, it has huge, like, the ending, especially like the rock energy. Speaking of Michael Bay, like the ending chase, Peter fucking
Like,
through like
when the nuclear bomb goes off, and my wife was like, "This movie's not over yet." I was like, "Oh no, we have like a whole nother like action sequence to get." Like we got like a better part of a half hour left.
Yeah.
I would like
Yes,
to
you
see
got it
James
on the-
Cameron. I wish James Cameron made another movie like this and not just said, "Let's do avatars for the rest of our lives."
That would never happen.
It's so sad, dude. It's so sad that he's gone down this rabbit hole.
I don't know. He did make
Avatar.
one more movie like this. He made Titanic, which is actually a legit action movie.
Amazing
Great movie.
action movie. Yeah.
I want to go back
so-
to Tom Arnold though in that one
Right.
scene where he loses the guy and then eventually finds him. This is between the horse scene, and they're shooting at him. And he hides behind that pole.
Oh yes.
And it's like ting, 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 and I'm like, no fucking way.
He
And I'm
does.
like,
I
what
love
I
he
would do
does
when I
that
got out,
body check.
and
And
he
he
grabs his
touches-
nuts. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
Not just
And he
Tom
kisses it.
Arnold. There are
Goes-
some really great, like whoever wrote. I would like to go back and see who wrote on this movie, because like, right at the very beginning during the spy thing, when they're in the van and the other guy who's on the team, who's like the tech guy, he comes in and he doesn't close the van door. And Tom Arnold's like, "What were you, born in a barn?" And real quick, he's like, "No, poorhouse." It's always made me laugh. It made me laugh this time too. Just like I love that. Some of that dialogue, it's really like, and you can tell when Tom Arnold's improving, but he's really funny.
And that kid
yeah.
who shows up is like a great actor in a lot of these movies. I would never know his name, but he's like the kid who does that. I call him a kid just because he looks younger than Tom Arnold in that scene. But he does a lot of these type of roles.
He's in Black Sheep. He's like Chris Farley's cop buddy in Black Sheep.
Yeah, it's
You're
like,
right.
He shows up in all these weird movies, and you're like, so when he came in the van, I was like,
Oh, he's in
I
the
know that
Scorpion King also.
That guy,
Yes, it's Scorpion King. That's the one that I was.
Yep.
Yes.
that guy worked
Okay.
in the '90s.
No, yeah, he got work for sure. So Brian mentioned it. After the amazing fight sequence, also the poor guy just trying to read a paper and take a shit, and suddenly just all hell breaks loose in that bathroom. It's hilarious. His
He's like,
pants got
"Sorry."
wet.
That chase, that horse and motorcycle chase is so good. The elevator when the horsetail's whipping the old lady in the face. Come on, there's so much good shit.
The old dude is like, it's a beautiful beast, and suddenly he just whips the face of his wife.
Shout out to a very smart horse who didn't jump off that building and would most certainly have died.
That we know of.
That motorcycle jump has nothing to envy from the Fast and the Furious franchise for sure. That's, but I love the there's, like you said, there's a lot of humor in it, and I love the Tom's Arnold's reaction to Arnold saying, "Hurry, my horse is getting tired." And he's like, "What?"
Yeah, horse, so good. This is the part where we were talking about where, like, okay, the terrorist gets away and they just are like, all right, anyway, let's go. I'm turned my focus on my wife, and I think she might be having an affair. He like overhears her. He goes to have a lunch with her, surprise her, and he overhears her like getting a phone call and going to have a secret rendezvous with some dude. And I love that Tom Arnold keeps pointing out how he's using like government funds to track his wife and how illegal it is. You cannot do this.
And this is when we made. Go ahead, Joe.
I was saying all like Arnold keeps doing to keep him like going along is like, well, I know one thing about you. You got a blowjob once.
Yeah, one time you got a beach. It's like, yeah, but you were like legit using government, like you got helicopters, you got teams of dudes.
Okay, guys, and this is where I want to bring up that that was brought up to TJ while watching this on Twitter on how problematic this film is, and
the
just
way he manipulates his life.
Really the turmoil of this fictional family and character, and showing all sorts of no conflict,
truly toxic.
Just how could you support such a monster? Like, let me check my notes. Arnold Schwarzenegger in a James Cameron action movie because he decides to put his wife in a position of death. Oh, disgusting! I can't believe
he was being romantic. Come on now.
Oh yeah, it was super romantic when he got his French, when he got his French dude co-worker to tape a.
Are we ready to start talking about that? Because I got some notes.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to lead you into it. Sorry, I couldn't help but not bring that up because that was the most ridiculous fucking Twitter interaction we've had.
We're jumping way ahead because we're already skipping past the most important part, which is the introduction of the man, Bill fucking Paxton, as Simon. I love when they're tracking him at first. They're like listening on their first meeting, and he's like, they think he's a spy, and they're kind of working it out. Then he starts taking credit for Arnold Schwarzenegger's shit, and then they find out.
My favorite.
They follow him to the used car place, and it's just like keeps getting worse and worse.
My favorite scene with him is Arnold just giving him the death stare, and him just eating the hot dog and just talking about his wife. That sequence always makes me laugh so hard because Arnold legit is going to kill him.
There's a questionable line in there where he describes her as having an ass like a 10-year-old boy. That was always. I'm like,
that was
wait,
that
what?
was
it's a little sus, as the kids would say.
Yes.
No, that's very sus.
Is just doing what he does best, which is be the comedic part of an action movie. We only ever saw him do like one legitimate full-on comedy, but he's always the funniest guy in whatever movie he's in.
Yeah,
Not
he has
Twister.
great
timing.
What was the other one? Weird Science. He has great time in there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even, Predator 2, he's kind of doing the same kind of thing. He's like cocky asshole, but he's really funny. Obviously, Aliens, another James Cameron joint.
I mean, even in
he's hilarious in Frailty. That's
real gut buster.
He's
even
fucking
in
funny as hell, that one.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, he had good.
Yeah, he's great Edge of Tomorrow.
I still haven't seen that yet.
But I love all his his bravado in this one and every, you know what I mean? He's just so, and then of course Arnold and his team bring him down. I love when they're riding in the car and they're like, it's like, yep, she's got her head in his lap. Ooh, but
Yahoo!
It just keeps Arnold just getting worse and worse.
But the thing you so saying the look he's given him, like Arnold has a look that,
dude. During the dinner scene as well, when Jamie's like lying,
when they focus in on the teeth grinding, yeah.
And he does that in a lot of these movies where he gets this like upper lip curl thing, and you see the gap. You're just like, I would not fuck with that dude, man. Like, I don't know his dimensions. I'm sure he's like 6'4", 240, 250, maybe bigger, but like, nope, no, thank you. You know, Bill Paxton's.
I think that one of the best jokes. One of the best jokes in the entire movie is when Tom Arnold is trying to convince him, like, you shouldn't be doing this, calm down, and he just punches the window.
Yeah.
And Tom Arnold's like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, that's where he's like trying to get the missing page, and then they do the same thing with the blowjob joke where he's like, oh, how'd you like to know that you blew a 6-week operation because you were getting a blowjob? He's like, okay, you're gonna want to make the next turn right up here.
You know what's kind of I'm thinking about this now. You know what's really like, especially at that time, someone like there was a perfect formula people figured out. Like we put Arnold Schwarzenegger with these perfect comedic pairings. He knows how to play off of them, and they know how to play off them perfectly. Like Danny DeVito and Twins, and
I legit want a sequel to Twins with these two old dudes. I think it could
threatening to make it and call it Triplets and put Eddie Murphy in it. That was like the rumor for a long time.
I think they were like just about ready to do it too.
I bet if Coming to America does well, they'll do it.
Oh, those photos!
Rough, but that it had one good joke that made me laugh. Really.
I don't want to talk about how bad the Coming to America sequel is, guys. Let's not ruin True Lives.
All right. That. So we already talked about my puberty moment.
Real quick, I got one more thing about Bill Paxton. His whole speech when they're holding him over the dam and threatening him, I had that shit memorized. Like as he's saying it, I just like it just flows directly through me. He's like, I have to lie to women to get laid. I don't score much. I got a little dick. It's pathetic.
That's the funniest part. I got a little dick.
So, and he's like, guys, don't leave me here. And Tom Arnold just shoots the floor. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, ugh. No, yeah, he fucking steals the movie. And also, just to mention it here, so we can just wrap a bow around Paxton, RP.
He feels like such a huge part of the movie. He's literally in it for like 15 minutes.
He's the closing bit. Yeah. Like he's the closing bit as well.
Yeah, he gets the stinger joke. Yeah.
And Jamie Lee just fucking makes him pee in pants again, and he just runs away.
And he pulls like the biggest mug where he's like, like he mugs so hard.
Fucking hilarious. So we fast forward. We're gonna fast forward to Jamie knows that Arnold is a killer, but only bad people.
Oh no, we skipped the interrogation scene though. That's so good too. Like,
all right, let's go there. I'm just
saying we can gloss over it, but there's so much good stuff here. They take they take Jamie Lee into the interrogation room and like kind of like are questioning her and like she's revealing things about the way she feels and how she feels neglected, how she feels bored and stuff. And Arnold's starting to understand. And that's when he decides to like give her a mission again, to use our tax dollars to fuck around. And
he has to bring the spark back, dude.
That's how you do it with tax.
I'll tell you what, if my taxes pay for Jamie Lee to do that dance, money well spent.
I'm fine with it. It's a really well acted scene though, that interrogation's like she's great in that.
For sure.
And then I do find it the fun.
It's kind of a career comeback for Jamie Lee too. Yeah. She hadn't been doing a ton before this.
But her was this a Fish Called Wanda? This is after A Fish Called Wanda though.
Before Fish Called Wanda was 97.
After Fish Called Wanda, but this is before. Based like off the strength of this and her star rising again, they did this kind of pseudo sequel, Fierce Creatures.
What's that?
It's a pseudo sequel to A Fish Called Wanda.
What's Fish Called Wanda?
Fuck you, TJ.
Yeah, you won't like it. We don't have time for all that, TJ. Come on,
all right, relax.
That's a great sequence, and her smashing the window is so good. She's a great actress. Like I love that she could take it to that serious level. Even though we're in schlocky action.
What I like,
honestly, she'd been kind of a wacky, goofy mom up until that point in the movie. We'd only see her kind of be like, and when she's got the big glasses and everything. And
But
being
what I want to
kind of
bring up
hokey, you know.
about the entire, not just her in that too, is it's great with Arnold because we are talking about this whole, it's like, oh, it's all creepy and this and that. I actually like that he's like sweet in that scene of like, no, I want to give my wife an adventure now. Yes, I'm doing
She's
a lot
right.
of.
I have neglected her, and she does deserve to have an adventure, and I'm gonna use my power to give that to her.
And in Arnold's mind, and he's only showed us so far that he can control everything around. Like he knows what's gonna happen. So in his mind, it's like I could give her a controlled environment where I make this kind of like scandalous for her. And
so that room was not dark enough to hide Arnold.
No,
okay,
that's my point.
Honestly, nothing he does is
He's
really
a
like it's
distinct
all within
shape.
the scope of his. He just wasn't thinking that the terrorists would find him again. He had kind of wasn't paying close enough attention to that shit.
all right, let's
should
fast
And by
forward.
the way, they had to have a mole, right? How did the terrorists know to break into that apartment? Because that was a weird secret thing that he was doing that nobody really knew about.
She should also should have also smelled him, like known his scent when they kissed on the bed.
When they kissed, period. Like
Yes,
even
she
that
should have been like,
smell.
that's my
It's
husband.
like that close to her, and like she
Yeah.
should have been able to like scent him out.
Freaked out.
All right,
absolutely.
fast forward.
Okay, sorry.
She gives him he gives her a sexy mission. She comes to complete it. She does a sexy dance. They get busted up. The third act, literally the first act breaks into the third act. Boom. Okay, there we go.
So we're Jamie Lee learns about his lies through his true lies. Through the
I do love the
several-
little bit for the first couple minutes where when they're getting kidnapped, she thinks it's about her
Yes.
because she thinks
She's protecting
it's like her
him.
spy mission getting broken up,
So
and
good,
she's like,
so
"Let
good.
me handle this." And that's a really funny little gag, and they don't let it go on too long. That it gets stupid and it gets unrealistic. It ends quick enough.
So Arnold kills everybody. She makes a joke about him being Rambo. I do love the headshot where he's like, drop the weapon. He drops the weapon, just whips and just blasts the guy in the head.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Jamie
when
kills
he
a bunch of
stomps the
people.
grate, when he stomps on the pallet and breaks the board and throws the AK up into his hand, I always loved that move. That's so sweet.
I've always liked the Uzi falling down the stairs and killing a bunch of people.
That's a fun moment, but that's a really like dumb kind of like guns don't do that type thing. But
It's fun.
it's fun though. It's a super fun little scene.
This
So
movie
we-
has
Ground
cartoon. This
goes
movie
off.
has cartoon energy in its DNA.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
100%. This is like Brian said. This is a better Michael Bay movie for sure. We get to the longest bridge in the world, which has a fantastic. It has one of the best stunts I've seen in a while with the stuntman hanging off the helicopter, trying to grab
carrying the pole. The way
So good.
when first we can't skip over real quick. There's a Jamie Lee Curtis Tia Kirk cat fight in this movie. So enjoy that. But
she flips the ring and just slaps her.
yeah.
That's fucking so
The
sick.
last moment when Jamie Lee and Arnold lock eyes and she like jumps up and grabs the arm and just as the way the limo falls away and she kind of slips
so
out of it,
good.
it's really great. It's a
So
really
good.
excellent little stunt. Like
Then they
it's
kiss,
great.
the bomb goes off in a romantic way, and we get to we now gone full circle to the joke that Brian mentioned in there, where Tom Arnold is like, yeah, he's good. He jumps into a jet fighter engine, and flies into the city
Little commercial
because
for the
terrorists-
military there with like some billions of dollars of
Those- research
research making that Harrier jet that can take off
Badass.
vertically.
Badass engines. Fun fact: my cousin works for. I shouldn't be saying that. He is a secret government. He designs those type of engines. Fun fact. So he's trying to save his daughter. Want to talk about that sequence? Anybody?
Liza Dushku.
Well, yeah, the head terrorist kidnaps his daughter.
Yep.
And they take her to the building, and she steals the nuclear key that to set off another bomb, and runs off with it. And he chases her up the building. They're out on like some scaffolding.
For some reason, this is my wife's favorite sequence because as a kid, I maybe I should be scared of this, but as a kid, she liked the idea of a bomb needing a key. Like she she loved that a key could blow up everything. She's like, I've always loved.
See, that
I
is pretty
always loved
cool.
the
And he
key.
only needs the one key. He doesn't need anybody. He can do it all himself.
No,
he doesn't
he
need
needs
anybody
one
else to turn with.
Hey.
One key to fuck everybody up. So he kills everybody with the jet engine. Save the daughter. The daughter falls on top of the jet engine. The terrorist is trying to kill him, and we have, I want to say top 5, top 10 best villain deaths in all movies.
Oh, this is a good
It's
one.
pretty
This is
great.
right up there with the guy in Last Boy Scout who falls into the helicopter blades.
I have a
God.
question about the
Hey.
villain, the non-Tia Carrera, like the main terrorist.
Die Hard 2 has a
He-
good one.
was
there.
he doing brownface? Was that a white guy doing brownface?
I don't
wanna-
think so.
Okay,
talking about
it was
the
one of
main
those like
terrorist?
vague, hard to tell because it kind of looks like the dude from 30 Rock doing brownface.
I can see that. Yeah, who's Jack Donaghy's like his assistant? That guy.
Yeah, the one of the co-leads in it with Tina Fey.
He's Pakistan. He's Pakistan.
Okay, he is. Okay, for the whole time I'm like, ooh, this is a
One of the
brownface.
big criticisms of this movie, and the reason that they say we haven't gotten a sequel, is because
Speaking
somebody's
of
got to be the
Arab-
bad guys. Make the bad guys domestic terrorists. I don't care. Make them white
Speaking of-
people. I'm fine with
It's
that.
like when they remade fucking Red Dawn, they were just like, let's do North Korea.
Yeah.
Speaking
Like,
of
wait a
Arab
minute.
terrorists,
Let's be
I think
racist
they are-
or Asian.
Yeah.
a pretty decent
Fixed.
Arnold movie that's forgotten is Collateral.
I like
I don't
that
think
one.
I ever
Collateral
saw that
Damage.
because it came out in
I
that
like
kind of
that
like
movie.
late stage Arnold. I was kind of done with Arnold
It
movies.
literally was like one of the movies that got pulled,
Devil
and
movie?
as it should have because of 9/11, because it dealt with
Yeah.
the terrorist bombing, and it was due to come out like 2 weeks after 9/11. But it's not a bad movie. Like I mean,
No,
it's
I didn't hate it. Yeah.
Doesn't
no,
he
it's a
fight
typical
like
action movie.
devil in a movie?
It's Taken. It's basically
No,
Taken.
that's Sixth Day, is it?
That's the Sixth Day.
It's like a clone of him or something like that.
Yeah, that's the Sixth Day. No,
and then
Collateral
Eraser,
Damage-
that was kind of like one of the Eraser was kind of right was maybe one of an End of Days were like the
Eraser
last ones I saw,
Eraser
and then they
sucked.
kind of like the next
Broke
couple after that I
Arrow.
missed.
Yeah,
That's-
Collateral, the terrorist bombing kills his family, so he takes like a vendetta
End of
against.
Days, arguably not terrible though, kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Not terrible.
Collateral
Horrible
Damage
beer though.
is 2002, and it's basically just a Taken type movie, just a decade before Taken.
So I feel like we did it, guys. We covered the entire fucking movie.
Well,
We
did-
probably glossed.
Yeah, we
over-
talked about the stinger, right? With them, I do have to throw up a little bit of an argument where it's like it's only been a year, but Jamie Lee Curtis is now a full-on agent who gets to go out
Yeah.
on missions and shit, and like
Oh man,
Also,
I buy it. It's
they
fun.
are doing a terrible job keeping their cover at that last party. Like they're making Bill Paxton piss himself.
Yeah.
They're all talking to people they don't know. They're
The
like
sex
he's
has to be
running off
great,
making a ruckus.
right?
They're doing a big tango number again. They're really drawing a lot of attention to themselves.
Bro, but
Not
Also,
being very
imagine-
nice.
Also, imagine how long it took for the stiff board that is Arnold to learn that tango sequence just for the end credit sequence. Just for like,
He tangos with Tia Carrere too.
He's
yeah.
light on his feet. He's light on his feet. He was a Mr.
he was
Universe.
letting the ladies do most of the work.
Listen,
The most
all
he did
right.
was this.
You said
Well,
you
that's
know
the
what time
thing.
it
He
is.
just has to be
It's time for the
and they can hang. He can do all the. He can do all the drinks.
Rainy face. Rainy face.
Oh,
think
he
Brian
blows out
froze.
Brian.
Yeah.
Get the fucking right face.
Oh, there he is.
Joe, what are you giving this movie?
All right. I did think of something while we were watching this, and I thought I'd seen this like I said earlier, like in high school for the first time. I'm pretty sure the first time I ever saw this movie, they played a lot on the Superstation.
Oh, I bet.
If anyone remembers that, I'm pretty sure I watched it on the
Yes,
Superstation.
baby.
Anyway,
Back
I
before
give this
CBS all became like reality shows.
yes, I give this movie a 9.2 Jamie Lee Curtis thongs out of 10.
Woo! I hit
I hit
second puberty. Second puberty. Brian, what are you giving this one?
All right, I know I mentioned it a little earlier, but this movie did make my top 10 action movies when I did my DVD bunker episode. It came in at number 4. That's pretty fucking high.
What was
It's
no,
not-
don't spoil it. Never mind.
It's it's not perfect. It's it's a little long. It's a little disjointed, like we talked about with the way the plot kind of jumps back and forth.
Uneven.
But despite its length, it moves. It clips along. It's never boring. It never slows down. James Cameron is like top of his game here. I gotta give it like a 9.5. I mean, it's damn near a perfect action movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna go next.
9.5 listening devices nestled snugly between J Neely's breasts.
Oh, and that pusher, bro. I'm gonna go next, and then TJ closes us out, and that way you can give us the pick for the inaugural episode of 2021.
When we all return from our dream state.
Yeah. Like, I fucking agree. If you go to my Twitter, follow me on Twitter at I said it. I love this fucking wild, batshit, uneven, funny, action-packed movie. It's a blast. Like, it's one of those movies, and my wife she has a very low tolerance to long movies. Like, she's a 90-minute gal. And this movie, she was like,
I know the type.
next to me. She was sitting next to me, like, fucking happy as shit. That's why she married me, because she doesn't need a long time.
Don't make it take too long. Girls don't like it.
Yeah. Doesn't look bad. Yeah, 9. It's a 9. 9.
9.
Exploding brown men in the air.
Whoa.
Brian.
TJ.
Sorry, TJ.
TJ, everyone.
I'm gonna follow suit. This kid's gonna solid 9 unwrinkled suits underneath the wetsuit.
Yes.
This movie's just, I mean, it hasn't even been a year yet, and I fucking enjoyed this movie so much. That is my second watch that I did. Just because it really
feels like James Cameron refined what they had been doing in the 80s and 90s, right? It was like, here's what action is gonna, like, I've perfected it. Here it is.
But what we need to do is we need to, like, take suit of the Con Airs and stuff, and this has to be on basic cable more. Like, there's got to be more accessible ways to find this movie. I know it's on Amazon now, but like before that. Yeah,
James Cameron is so busy making new movies. He doesn't give me some special features, man. Like, put some love on this DVD. Give me a commentary.
Give me Blu-ray.
Give me Arnold and Jimmy Cameron reunite. Give me a commentary.
Arnold just showed up for a Kindergarten Cop Zoom reunion with the little kids. He definitely could do some commentary on True Lies.
Fuck yeah! Nobody
Listen, if you've ever listened to an Arnold Schwarzenegger commentary, they're hilarious. He just describes the movie. It's great.
Yeah, there's some chance.
So, I wasn't fully prepared. I had an idea of a movie I wanted to do. I really didn't take into account that it's a new year and we're starting, another...
Season 3.
Season 3, essentially. I've been wanting to do this movie. At the point in time I wanted to do it, it was a little bit hot, like of a hot button, just do a movie about cops. But this movie kind of just falls in the comedic range. I know Joe's gonna love this. I've been waiting to do this one, and I want to do Martin Lawrence's Blue Streak.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that movie, man.
Dave Chappelle, I've been waiting to do this type of film, but it's been a hot button for a minute. So, we're doing Blue Streak.
This movie's great.
All cops are bastards, even black ones, guys.
Come on. But he's not a real cop, so that's good.
Be fun, Martin Lawrence.
Guys,
no, I didn't watch Blue Streak. I watched National Security.
Okay, so National Security doesn't hold a candle to Blue Streak. Blue Streak is a godsend of a film. And guess what, TJ? That's all. I don't think we need anything more. Let's just talk. No topics. Let's Blue Streak for an hour and a half.
We're gonna spend more time on Blue Streak than we did on True Lies.
Yes.
I can't wait to break down his dance in the end and the board. That's the ending, right? Yeah. I remember. Where can the people find you, Joe?
You can find me watching Blue Streak 3 times until the next episode.
Hey, if you watch it 3 times, that doesn't count. You don't get to 500 by watching multiples. They have to be different.
Man. We do. There's quite a few multiples in that.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
Then it's not 500. Brian.
500 with an asterisk.
Yeah.
You can find me at Hercules on Twitter, disputing Joe's record here, calling
He's
into
the Barry
question,
Bonds
writing,
of the cinephiles.
making the rules and breaking them at the same time.
Guys, my most watched movie of the year is Over the Top 3 times. So
Jesus Christmas. I watched it for the first time with Joe. It was great.
That's a rough 2020.
TJ, tell them where they can find you.
TJ,
You guys can find me at TJ Dex, trying not to hate on everything that comes out. Guys, we're taking a little breather, I think, until January 11th, I believe. So there's a lot of content we joked around about. I'm gonna make it my fucking job to get that all out to you. We have a bracket, flybys, episode 63. This episode 64 coming out. This might drop before 63 because Christmas is just one of those things. Bear with us, guys. We're just having fun. Other than that,
We're